Let's walk through this exercise step by step. This time the method that you want to use is the authentication token validate with login method. This method takes 4 parameters: the API key, the request token, a username, and a password. And if we look at the example query, when this method returns, we should be looking for the success value, and it should be set to true if we successfully logged in. So let's go back to Xcode and add this in. First, I'll create the methods parameters dictionary, and I'll add the API key, the request token, the username, and the password. Then I'll build the URL, and this time I'm going to use the authentication token validate with login method. Configuring the request is the same steps as before. And for making the request, there's a lot of boilerplate code. So I'll carefully copy and paste from the getRequestToken method, and then we'll make the changes. So first things first, we'll need to update the error code here and say that we failed on the login step. Then to use the data, we're still parsing into an NS dictionary, but we need to look for that success message. Remember, the success message comes back as a bool, so we'll need to make sure that we convert it there. It's either true or false. So if success is true, then we're set. The login's ready to go. Otherwise, we need to print out an error message. So I'm getting a little custom here in how I'm displaying the error message. I'm going to use the status message that'll come back when success is false. So when success is false, we check for the status code, and that's going to tell us a little bit of information about what failed, and then the status message will be something that we can display back to the users. This may not always be the solution. You may not always want to show exactly what the API is returning, but nonetheless, I just wanted to give you a different alternative on how you might do this. So let's go ahead and run this and see what gets printed out in our different print statements. This time I'll need to enter my actual username and password in, since we're going to be using that in our query. And now I'll try to log in. It looks like we're getting some kind of error with our parameters. So let's go back and check this out. And I believe what the issue is that I've spelt the request token key incorrectly. How it appears in the URL, it should be request underscore token, lowercase like this. So let's try this again. So one more time again. And I'll click login, and we can see that our login completed.